Today we're talking to Husni Sawalha from Palestine. Husni joined the Elda Social Campaign School this year while also studying medicine. And the first things I learned about his campaign fascinated me. And today I'm so excited to be talking to him about the importance of making accurate medical information accessible to everyone. Welcome, Husni, and thanks for sitting down with me today.
Hi, Sabine.
So, Husni, how did you become a leader?
So I noticed that everybody needs help. So, and I like to give help to other people. I will be happy to help them with all my force, with all my knowledge, and I will be very, very happy to give help to other people. So that's why I joined the social campaigning school. That's why I can improve my knowledge and share them to other people on a wide range.
Yeah, I like it. And so tell me a little bit about your campaign. How are you helping people?
So my campaign's goal is to spread right medical knowledge because after research, I noticed that a lot of people here in our country, like Palestine and in the Arab world as a whole, they don't know what to do in some emergencies. So I think why I thought that I am a medical student. I know what the right thing to do. So I decided to, let's do this campaign about spreading the right knowledge.
And what is the campaign called?
I called it Ambology, and it's like two separate words from ambulance and from logos. That means science or something. So it's like the science of ambulance.
Yeah,
and
it's
called
really
Ambology.
good.
Yeah.
That's such a perfect name. Well done.
Thank you.
And so obviously, we've, as you said, and we've already mentioned, you are studying medicine. You are going to be a doctor. So you do have the knowledge, but also you must have had some experience where you also understand that there's a problem in getting that right information to people. What are your personal experiences with this?
So I can share a story from my
Please.
family. One day, my mom got a cup of coffee on her leg. So the coffee spilled on her leg, and her leg was burned. So the first thing she did to put coffee on it. She immediately put coffee beans in her leg, but after I researched about it, I noticed that that's wrong. Why we don't put some water on it, like not cold water, not warm water, a normal water, or put some medications on it. Like it was very, very mind blowing to me. It's wrong, but all the people do it.
Yeah. So do they do it, just so I understand? So your mom burnt her leg with the hot coffee, and then she took coffee beans to cool the burn?
Yeah, to make it feel better, I guess.
Yeah.
But it does nothing.
Yeah, of course. And was it because it was a coffee burn she took coffee beans, or was the belief generally that coffee beans cool?
No, in our community, they know or they think that coffee beans solve all problems with burns.
Okay.
So it's like a culture in our community.
Yeah. Where does this kind of idea come from? Like, where does your mom start thinking about these things? And not just your mom.
No,
everybody.
not my mom only. The whole community share the same ideas. Like they took them from their fathers and mothers. So it's like from the oldest ancestors.
Yeah. And obviously that can have very big problems for you as a doctor. You're going to have bigger problems.
Yes, because the coffee beans can make some inflammations, and the situation will get complicated. And not only for the doctors it will be bad, but also for the patient.
And beyond burns, what are some of the other superstitions or false information that you're working against? What are sort of the other ideas that you have to campaign against?
So also another thing that make me think about first aid and right medical knowledge is that in our community, if a person faint and lay on the ground because he's fainting now, or he has fainted, people rush on him and blow air on on him. But this is very wrong, because he might have a stroke or a heart attack, and his heart stopped. But we are not doing anything but blowing air on him. That will not help him. So we did a post sharing what to do when person faint, and we reached to a big number of people, and that helped them a lot.
Yeah, and it will help the next person they see faint as well. So that's great. So obviously, I mean, you're, as a medical student, you're already dealing these kinds of things. But what made you decide to go from someone who will work on these as a doctor to take that step and become someone who talks about this in public and talks about this to a bigger audience? Why did you decide to create a campaign around these ideas?
So, as I said before, that I like to help people, and I feel that's a satisfaction in helping others. When I saw the person get relieved from his pain, I feel happy. So I decided, why not to make everybody relieved and remove the pain without taking money from people. So
yeah. And so what kind of programs are you doing with Ambulatory? Ambuology.
Ambiology.
Ambiology.
Yeah.
Ambiology. Sorry. Thank you. So what kind of programs are you doing? Like, how is that? You've mentioned a couple of social media posts, but what else are you doing to reach people?
So we started just posting posts and posters with like a catchy vectors and pictures on them. Then we cooperated with other associations and NGOs to make workshops and live events. So we did a charitable first aid workshop. We taught 20 people about first aid. And we took a little bit of price, it's not so much, and then we give this money to a charity in Nablus in Palestine.
That's amazing. So where did the 20 people come from? Were they your family, friends, or did you also have some people you hadn't met before there?
So we reached them through the page and some other groups. And also we reached to some influencers, influencers in our community that were very happy to share the post and the ad for the workshop. And that's how we reached the 20 people.
That's amazing. I mean, that's 20. I mean, that must have also felt very good for you to sort of see people showing up.
Also, after we finished the workshop, we asked everyone about how they feel about the workshop. All of them was satisfied and very happy that they can now help other people that may be in danger or something. And also they said we will gonna share this information with our family and friends to spread the knowledge more and more.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's so cool. And I mean, you kind of already talked about this, but maybe because we've already pulled your poor mom into the story. So what do people say? What does your mom say when you told her about this idea or the campaign that you're creating?
So first of all, she was worried, because in medical school we don't have time, and all exams, and we don't have time.
It's a very mom worried.
But after that, when she have seen the success, she was very happy that we can help others by sharing the knowledge that we have, and it's all for free with almost no effort.
Yeah, that's amazing, and it's really cool that so. With your workshops, you're also bringing other people into the community as well, and creating more impact, and also helping other people become leaders as well. So have you also had some criticism? I mean, you said your mom is worried about your grades, but what about other people? Are there people who say, oh no, but blowing on people doesn't hurt them? So, when they faint, why can't I just blow on them and call the ambulance?
We when you want to change something that is well spread in the community, you will see a lot of people that are gonna go against you, and they said that what you are saying is wrong. What my father or grandfather said to me is the right thing. But you try to convince them, and they sometimes you just face stubborn people who won't believe you and still have the same mindset. You can't do anything for them. You just try, and then if they want, they can go with you. If they don't, you leave them, I guess.
Yeah. And then you better hope that they're not the ones who has to do the rescuing.
Yes.
The people who come through your course. Yeah. You hope they're the fainters and not the rescuers.
Yes.
Have you only had the one workshop so far, or have you been able to do more?
No, actually, after the first month of our campaign, October has started, and in October, it's like a global campaigning of breast cancer. It's called Pink October. So we said that why we don't also make something about Pink October, and that's the step we have taken to to grow. To grow our campaign. So we were talking about first aid, and then we just said, okay, we will talk about everything else. So in October, as a part of the posters and the content that we have created for Pink October and breast cancer awareness, we talked to a specialist in my university, and I said to her, do you want to be part of our campaign and share some of your knowledge about breast cancer to other people? And she was very happy that there are some people thinking about the society, and she agreed. Also, she shared the ad and the posts on her page and for her student. And we did a live on Facebook and Zoom, like on Zoom meetings, and shared shared a live on Facebook. We reached a good amount of people. Like,
what's a good amount of people? Tell me.
Yeah, on live on Zoom there were like about 40 people.
Yeah.
And watching on Facebook another 30 or
That's
about
great.
20 to 30 people. But in total, we got 1,000 views on the live.
That's amazing.
After we shared it to the Facebook, the Facebook counted 1,000 views.
And that's amazing.
Yeah, that was very, very amazing.
Yeah, and I mean that's 1,000 more people who know more about breast cancer than before.
Also, after we finished this Pink October, we reviewed the statistics of the posts and content we have created, and we noticed that we reached to more than 100,000 people.
Wow!
So we added some knowledge to 100,000 people, and if you look at it, it's a huge number.
It's a really big number. Congratulations! You should be very proud of that. I think you also sort of mentioned something when you said you talked to your professor and she was interested in people speaking to the society. I think that's a really actually interesting idea, because so often we just talk about doctors helping patients, whereas there's the other side of medicine, which is really public health.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of where you are coming in, is creating this very public health campaign and helping people stay healthy, not just needing to go see the doctor, but also understanding how they can help themselves as well as each other.
Yes. We have a course called Public Health in medical school, and the first step of public health is to spread awareness, like to help people stay safe and don't need the doctors. So they are safe, and they don't have to go to the hospital and then check for other medications or problems with their health.
Yeah. And so I like that, this is a camp or a course that started in university, in medical school, and now ELDA is helping you realize it, or ELDA is helping you take your public health campaign. So can you tell me a little bit about your experience with ELDA and what you've learned with the Social Campaign School?
At first, I was worried about communication, because here in Palestine we don't talk a lot in English, but the trainers were very very patient on us. Like if we want to repeat or to wait, they are okay. You can wait as long as you want. We are here for you. Yeah. So it was very very helpful, and the whole trainers was very happy about the all ideas. Like they want to change the community to another to like be better. They want they want to make a difference in the world and make the world better place. So when I was talking to the trainers, they were happy to give me like advices and do this and don't do that, because if you do this, you will gain more popularity. But if you do this, you may just fail or not reach your goal.
Yeah. Yeah. So they really gave you sort of the path forward to your
Yes.
goal.
Also, they gave me some inspirations. Like when I said them, I want to do this. They said, okay, you can do this, but add this to it, and it will be better. So they were like a source of information and ideas that helped a lot.
Yeah. And so how did Elda also help you in becoming a leader as well in those ideas?
So Elda, since the start of the program, they were sharing our ideas and post them on their pages like Instagram and Facebook. So they introduced us before we begin to the people. So like they helped, they put the first stone, and we then grow.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love this idea of they put the first stone and then you're growing. And you're making this difference in the community as well. I really like this. And I mean, what did the people after, like the participants, or even your professor, the breast cancer specialist from your school, what do they say about what you're doing?
So when I told them that it's a program from a German NGO, they were very happy. Like you are doing something on a wide range, and you are doing something on continental range. So it's very big, and you will not only help your community, you can grow and help other communities and inspire more people to join you and be a part of the change in their society.
Yeah, that's really amazing. I love that you're already sort of taking your idea or your passion for people's health and medicine and also turning it into a public health campaign that's going to definitely help a lot of people. I mean, information is the first line of defense always.
Yes, of course.
So, yeah. Is there a moment from the campaigning school that sticks out with you particularly, or that was especially special for you?
There was one night that we stayed after the sessions, and we were talking and discussing about our campaigns and ideas. So Lena just entered the Zoom after 1 hour, and she said, "Oh, you're still here. You are talking and discussing." So it was very very nice to know other people, and we just friends now. All of us are friends because of this Zoom meetings and I can say late night talks.
Yeah, I love that. It's like, even though you all have such different ideas and different areas and that you come from different countries, this idea that you are willing to put your time and energy into a cause is what really brought you together.
To be honest, like I took a lot of ideas from other people. There are some people here in the social campaigning school have like different way about from my campaign, but they give me a lot of ideas that helped me a lot, and also I shared a lot of ideas with them, and they benefit from them.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love this community that it's building, like not just the community that you are building with your campaign, but also the community that is coming out of Elda. And I think it's really inspiring to see all these young people taking this leadership opportunity and changing things in their societies.
Yes, about that. Like Elda helped us make a network.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
we are people from Palestine. I think there were some people from Jordan and from Lebanon. Lebanon. We just like we are friends, and we feel like we know each other from years.
Yeah. Yeah. And that makes sense because you're all talking about things that you're very passionate about. And
Yes,
so
yes,
when you can share your passion with people, I think it creates a very genuine connection that can make it feel like it's an old friendship.
yes, and this because of Elda and the program of social campaigning school. If
Yeah.
Elda were not exist, we will never meet each other, I guess.
No, and people would still be putting coffee beans on burns.
Yes.
And yes, that's amazing. So tell us the next steps and what you hope, because I've now understood it's another workshop and a website. So tell us a little bit about the workshops and website you have planned and what you want those things to do for you.
So about the workshops, we are planning to do a lot of workshops in cooperation with other NGOs and associations, and they will be also charitable. We will not take money because we are like Elda as NGO. I consider my campaign is an NGO, but
Yeah.
smaller NGO. Also, we are preparing for a big thing, the website of Ampology. That will be the next step of our campaign. Like we on social media post some little bit of information, like the only some words that represent the idea. But with the website, we can write a full article on the subject. And we can reference it from Facebook or Instagram or other social media. That if you want to know more, you can go to the website and read the whole thing. Also, we are thinking of cooperating with other doctors to like give people medical advices for free or a little bit of money in order to keep it going. Not for profit or just to keep it going.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds great. That sounds amazing. Husni, this has been really fascinating. And I think what you're doing is so important for your community. And I want to thank you for taking the initiative to do this on top of your medical school studies. And I'm also guessing your grades are staying up because your mom is still happy. But yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and share with our readers, our listeners, our viewers, your passion, your ideas, and your experiences with us today.
Thank you for having me. And also, I want to share to thank Elda and the whole trainers, the whole team behind the scenes. They are very, very amazing. And I also want to thank the Federal Foreign Office of Germany because they gave Elda the opportunity to reach us and grow our ideas in order to change the world to be a better place.
You're changing the world to make it a better place. Thank you so much, Husni.
Thank you.
Thank you.